Hey everyone, Marvel and DC Connected here. Let's talk about what went wrong with Kang in the MCU. He was set up to be the next Thanos, the big villain for this entire phase of movies. But instead of becoming a huge threat, his story basically fell apart and his lead Avengers movie got scrapped. So what happened? Today we're breaking down the real reasons Kang failed, both in the story and behind the scenes. Kang the Conqueror was supposed to be the next big bad villain of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU, the next Thanos. But instead of becoming a terrifying threat, his story mostly fizzled out. His big Avengers movies were renamed, and his future is now in doubt. His failure wasn't because of a lack of power. In theory, he's one of the most powerful villains ever. It failed because of a mix of bad storytelling decisions and one huge real-world problem that blew everything up. 1. He was too confusing and never felt like a real threat. The core idea of Kang is that he has endless versions of himself across different universes. While this is a cool comic book idea, it was a terrible way to build up a movie villain. No single bad guy to fear. With Thanos, you had one giant purple guy slowly getting closer, movie by movie. With Kang, you had a bunch of different Kangs. The nice one in Loki, He Who Remains, the scary one in Ant-Man 3, and a stadium full of others in a post-credits scene. This meant there was never one main villain for the audience to focus on. If you beat one, 100 more pop up. This doesn't create dread, it creates confusion and makes the threat feel cheap. He lost his first big fight. The main Kang variant, the one from Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, was built up as a universe-destroying tyrant, but he was defeated in his very first movie appearance by Ant-Man. A hero who usually deals with small-scale funny heists shouldn't be the one to take down the next biggest villain in the universe. This made Kang look weak right out of the gate. If Ant-Man can beat him, why should we be scared for the Avengers? 2. Nobody in the story, or the audience, cared about him personally. Great villains have a personal connection to the heroes. Thanos was a father to Gamora and Nebula, and he killed Loki. You felt the hero's pain. Kang had none of that. A stranger to everyone. Kang came from a different time and place. He had no history with any Avenger. He didn't know Steve Rogers. He had no beef with Tony Stark, and he wasn't related to Thor. He was just a random, super-powered guy from another dimension causing trouble. This made the conflict feel cold and impersonal. The heroes were fighting him because the script said to, not because they had a deep, emotional reason. The stakes were too big and meaningless. Kang's goal was to rule all of time. That's so huge that it's hard for an audience to feel it. It's abstract. Thanos' goal, wiping out half of all life, was horrible. But you could understand it and see its immediate impact. Characters turning to dust. Kang's war was between his own variants across invisible timelines. It was hard to see and even harder to care about. 3. The multiverse idea got boring and messy. Kang's whole deal was that he controlled the multiverse. But by the time his movie came out, the MCU had already overused and trivialized the multiverse. Used for cameos, not drama, movies like Spider-Man, No Way Home, and Doctor Strange 2 used the multiverse mostly as a fun excuse to bring back old actors, like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, or for quick jokes. This trained the audience to see the multiverse as a cool, consequence-free playground. So when Kang said he was the serious ruler of this playground, it was hard to take the threat seriously. The multiverse had already become a joke. 4. The real reason, the actor's real-life scandal.
Was, being brought back from Marvel to play Doctor Doom. It looks like he's replacing your villain, Kang. Are you hurt with the new direction that, Marvel is, going?
Yeah, heartbroken.
You are?
Yeah, of course. Come on. Yeah, of course. I love him. I love Kang.
Mm-hmm.
Doctor Doom is wicked, though.
Oh, yeah, it is good. It's going to be good. Both Robert Downey Jr. and Ezra Miller have had, a history of trouble with, the law and getting arrested for felonies. You only had a misdemeanor. Do you feel like it's unfair that, you're not being given the same opportunities as them?
Damn. I think it's I think it's fair that Mr. Downey is being and has been greeted with patience and curiosity and love, and that Mr. Miller's gotten the same treatment, and that they're being allowed to work their art and be creative at that level. You know, it's not. Nah, I'm not really. I didn't really get that. So, you know,
all the story problems above were big, but the final, definitive reason Kang failed was what happened off-screen with the actor playing him, Jonathan Majors. Marvel put all its eggs in one basket. They bet the next 10 years of movies on Majors' talent to play all the different versions of Kang. He was the only thread holding the whole messy, confusing Kang story together. Then in late 2023, Majors was arrested and later convicted of assault and harassment. This was a disaster for Marvel. The center could not hold. With Majors found guilty, Marvel could not keep him as the face of their biggest new saga. It was ethically and financially impossible. Recasting wouldn't work. They could have just hired a new actor, like they did with Hulk or War Machine. But Kang's story was already shaky. Recasting the main villain in the middle of the story would have been incredibly confusing and would have made audiences care even less. It would have been a clear admission that the project was in trouble. The story had no backup plan. The entire Multiverse Saga was built around Kang. With the actor gone, the foundation collapsed. There was no easy way to suddenly switch to a different villain without it seeming rushed and sloppy. Why was his Avengers movie canceled? This is the direct result of all the points above. The movie originally called Avengers. The Kang Dynasty was quietly renamed to just Avengers 5. It was canceled because the Kang storyline, as the main event, is dead. The star is gone. Jonathan Majors was fired. You can't have the Kang Dynasty without Kang. The story was broken. Even before Majors' trial, the Kang story wasn't working. Ant-Man 3 underperformed and audiences weren't excited about the character. Marvel was likely already worried. A pivot was needed. The combination of a broken story and a toxic star forced Marvel to change plans. Reports now say they are shifting the focus to a different classic villain, like Dr. Doom. This means Kang will probably be sidelined, explained away quickly, or used as a smaller part of a bigger story. In short, Kang failed because his story was confusing and poorly told. And then the actor hired to save it got convicted of a crime. This 1-2 punch made it impossible for Marvel to continue. They aren't just fighting a fictional multiversal war, they lost the real-world battle to make audiences care. And that's why Kang's conquest is over before it really began. So that's the breakdown. Kang failed because the multiverse story was messy, and he had no personal connection to the heroes. But the knockout punch was losing his lead actor to a real-world scandal. It forced Marvel to cancel the Kang Dynasty and pivot to a new plan. What do you think Marvel should do next? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this useful, hit like and subscribe for more straight talk on Marvel and DC. Thanks for watching Marvel and DC Connected.